Today marks the release of the British GT DLC for Assetto Corsa Competizione. But for Kunos, it means so much more than this. It marks the end of a development life cycle that began back in 2019, and one that drivers have been eagerly awaiting ever since it was teased in March of 2020. So now, almost 12 months after the DLC was first teased, has it met our expectations? You bet it has. Oulton, Snetterton, and Donington. This is British GT. Oulton Park is an FIA Grade 3 circuit located within the county of Cheshire in the northwest of England. The circuit has been around since the early 1950s and has hosted races from all sorts of premier classes like the British and European Touring Car Championships, the World Sports Car Championship, and even some unofficial Formula 1 races. The track is characterised by its rapidly changing undulation across its very rough surface and aggressive curbs. The full circuit is a 2.69 mile test of endurance, but instead of testing your endurance over a prolonged period of time, Oulton Park will test it over the space of just a few laps. GT3 cars will find this circuit providing quite the challenge for overtaking, but GT4s and Cup cars will see this as a venue of paradise for wheel-to-wheel racing at its finest. The ACC recreation of Oulton Park is simply excellent. It captures the raw feel of the track surface in a way that needs to be felt to be believed, and fans of challenging track layouts will feel right at home here. Snetterton is an FIA Grade 2 circuit located within the county of Norfolk in the east of England. The circuit has been active since the early 1950s, much like Oulton Park, and shares a history with Silverstone, as Snetterton was also once a post-war airfield just like the latter. Snetterton currently hosts races from the British F3 series, as well as rounds from the British Touring Car Championship and British Superbikes Championship. The track is characterised by its incredibly twisty and tricky inner layout that forces drivers to be prepared to hit the brakes at a moment's notice. The full circuit is a 2.96 mile maze that truly does feel like a go-kart track scaled up for GT and touring car racing. The circuit will demand a great deal of focus from those racing on it, or they'll quickly find themselves on the grass and more often than not, in the wall as well. GT3s will find this circuit quite restricting, but GT4s will love the twists and turns that make Snetterton so unique. The ACC recreation of Snetterton is also incredibly well done. From the half bungalow sized curbs, to the blind corners at every turn, and even the scary tree. Snetterton has been done justice here, and those that want a circuit so radically different from anything that exists in ACC right now won't be disappointed. Donington Park is an FIA Grade 2 circuit located within the county of Leicestershire in the Midlands of England. The circuit has been around since the early 1930s and has the most history of any circuit within Britain alongside Silverstone. Donington has hosted races at all international levels including MotoGP, the British and World Touring Car Championships, DTM, and even an official Formula 1 Grand Prix in 1993. The track is characterised by its fast-flowing sequence of corners, which gives drivers a sense of speed not found in many other circuits. The full circuit is a 2.49 mile roller coaster that makes you feel like you're the fastest driver in the world when all the dots align. The circuit is an absolute joy to drive in GT3s, GT4s, and Cup cars will also find plenty of entertainment here. It wouldn't be unfair to say that Donington Park is the most anticipated track of the new arrivals, and speaking from personal attendance experience, this recreation is far and above any previous attempts at bringing Donington Park to life within a sim racing title. Whether it's the remnants of the old bridge, or the sounds and sights of planes landing at the airport next door, Kunos have truly captured the essence of what makes Donington Park so special. But don't just take my word for it. Take a look for yourself at what Donington Park has to offer. All in all, this DLC is a fantastic recreation of the British GT circuits, each of which bring a completely different challenge to those willing to race them. Whether it's the fast-flowing craner curves of Donington, the bumpy and unforgiving nature of Oulton Park, or the tight and twisty Snetterton 300 layout. Each of these circuits will test you in different ways, and the history of each circuit has definitely been captured here, with mementos that have been long lost in the real world forever living on in ACC. On top of all this are the addition of the 2019 British GT liveries, all 40 of them recreated in exceptional detail for you to use however you see fit. There is one question still lingering in the air though. Where do we go from here? With this release bringing ACC's public roadmap to its conclusion, drivers will be left thinking what more is there to come? Could it be the new GT2 series? Or perhaps GT Australia Challenge? Or maybe it'll be something none of us ever expected. Either way, we'll be here all the same.